Life.
Let's get it. We're gonna volunteer this event. All of them help us out, please. Follow. Help us.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल, जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल, जय जय राधा
रमन हरि बोल, जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल,
जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल, जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल, जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल, जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल, जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल,
जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल, जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल,
मुखं करोति वाचालं वंदनं गयते गिरिं, मुखं करोति वाचालं वंदनं गयते गिरिं, यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं, जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल, 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 जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल.
Samali Sahasantu. I put another one in until I'm ready.
Carol, sing that quick.
Angkat kanila. Okay.
Om Bhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhuvasvaha
Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Yo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Yo Yo Na Prachodayat.
Om Bhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat.
All right, welcome once again as we join in devotions to Bhagwan this Sunday morning. Weather is a little bit poor this morning, so everybody is running a little bit late. We understand that. That's okay. And for those of you who are watching online in sunny Guyana or wherever else, we apologize for starting a bit late, but that's the way it is. Sometimes you can't control everything. So once again, apologies as we begin with our Swasti Vachan. Om Hari Om Swasti Na Indro Vridasra Swasti Na Pusha Vishvaveda Swasti Na Staksho Rishtanemi Swasti No Brihaspati Dadhatu Om Paya Prithvivyam Paya Ushadhishu Payo Divyantarikshe Payodha Payaswati Pradesha Santunyam Om Vishnu Raratmasi Vishnu Shnaprishnu Vishnu Sivasi Vishnu Duvasi Vishnu Vasi Vishnaveta Om Agnir Devata Vatyo Devata Suryo Devata Chandrama Devata Vasu Devata Rudra Devata Aditya Devata Marutu Devata Vishnu Devata Brihaspati Devata Indra Devata Varno Devata Om Yau Shantir Antariksha Gom Shanti पृथिवी शान्तिराकाश शान्तिर् औषधय शान्तिर् वनस्पत्य शान्तिर् विश्वदेव शान्तिर् ब्रह्मा शान्तिर् सर्वगुण शान्तिर् शान्तिरेव शान्तिः सामा शान्तिरेधि ॐ विश्वानि देवा सर्कर्दुरितानि परास्व यद्भद्रं कलास्व ॐ शुक्लं वरदं देव शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्ति ॐ शान्ति 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 भवन्तु। प्रिंस श्री चंद्र भगवान की जय। शरणं प्रभु। Consecrate our reading. Om Bhurasi Bhumirasi Vitirasi Viswadhaya Viswasya Bhurasya Bhatani Prithvi Raksha Prithvi Trigomha Prithvi Mahi Gom Siddha Prem Susi Prithvi Mata Ki Jai Sharanam Prabhu. Applause and honor. We offer our first salutations to Bhagavan in the form of Ganesha. Ganesha is Vigneshwar, remover of obstacles, giver of success, storehouse of wisdom. We ask for Bhagavan, may you bless us with knowledge, intelligence, wisdom to overcome every difficulty, whether physical, spiritual, or material. Om Gajananam Bhutaganaadisevitam Kapittajambo Khalachara Bhakshanam Umasukam Shvotavinashatarakam Namahan Vigneshwarapada-pankajam Om Yehiram Maheshaputra Samasta Vigno-Dhavinashadaksha Mangal Puja Pratamam Pradhanam Dhyana Pujan Bhagavan Namaste Om Sarva-Mandala-Mangaye Shive Sarvartha-Sadhike Sharanye Triyambake Gauri Narayani Namastute Sri Ganeshaya Namaha Namami Sri Gauri Mata Namaha Namami Ramyam Sushobhanam Divyam Sarva-Saukhya-karam Shubham Asanam Shamayadam
जय गणेश देव माता जाति पार्वती पिता महादेव जय गणेश देव माता जाति पार्वती पिता महादेव लड्डुअंका भोग लगे संत कर सेवा लड्डुअंका भोग लगे संत कर सेवा लड्डुअंका भोग लगे संत कर सेवा गणपति देवा जय गणेश देव माता जाकी पार्वती पिता महादेव
जय गणेश देवा माता जाकी पार्वती पिता महादेव
एक दंत दयावंत चार भुजधारी एक दंत दयावंत चार भुजधारी हाथ पे सिंदूर सोहे दोष की सवारी दुखियों के दुख हर परमानंद देवा गणपति देवा जय गणेश देवा माता जाकी पार्वती पिता महादेव पुकार करो नाथ भजन करो तेरा गणपति देवा गणपति देवा जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा माता जाकी पार्वती पिता महादेवा जो तेरा ध्यान करे ज्ञान मिले उसको जो तेरा ध्यान करे ज्ञान मिले उसको चोर तुझे और भव जाऊं मैं किसको हे देवा कृपा करो कष्ट हरो मेरा गणपति देवा गणपति देवा जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश देव माता जाकी पार्वती पिता महादेव माता जाकी पार्वती पिता महादेव माता जाकी पार्वती पिता महादेव
Class Panzali, glorify the Lord as Ganesha. Om Jai Ganapati Sadaguna Sadam Kavivar Bhadana Kripa Himnaran Mangal Karam Jai Jai Giraja Om Agachar Ganesh Gauri Devi Swastana Parameshwari Aham Puja Karishyami Om Sada Sammukho Bhava प्रेम से गौरी गणेश भगवान की जय शरणम प्रभु The flowers in the hand, we meditate and offer salutations to Mahalakshmi, Lakshmi, the dispenser of prosperity, of wealth, of health, of beauty, of fortune, most importantly in Hindu philosophy. Light is a symbol of wisdom as opposed to darkness, which symbolizes ignorance. We ask, O Devi, in the like manner that the light dispels the darkness of night, so may your ignorance be dispelled by the light of spiritual wisdom. Om Namostute Mahaya Shikite Surapurte Champachakradhaste Mahalakshmi Namaste Om Siddhi Buddhi Pare Devi Bhakti Mukti Pradayani Mantramurti Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namaste Om Lakshmi Karoli Kalyam Aradhyam Sukha Sampadam Manchakrodhanashaye Dikajyotir Namaste Om Sri Mahalakshmi Mata Viranamani Vayami Stapyami Pujyami Karishyami Ramyam Sishobhanam Divyam Sarvasaukhyakaram Shubham Asanam Chamaya Ruktam Dharna Parameshwari Gangajalam Samanitam Suvarnkal Shestakam Snanatam Deva Deveshwari
Matadani Kajandari Matadani Kajandari हम जब भी कोई करिए मतरानी का ज्ञान दरिए मतरानी का ज्ञान दरिए हम जब भी कोई करिए जय माता दी जय 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 सत्यम बोलो बोलो जय माता दी जय जय सत्यम बोलो मतरानी का ज्ञान दरिए मतरानी का ज्ञान दरिए हम जब भी कोई करिए
Om Matu Lakshmi Kari Kripa Karo Hriday Meras Manopana Siddhi Kari Purvahmeras Trahi Trahi Dukharini Arogehi Sabhas Jayati Jayati Jay Lakshmi Karisha Kumakash Mahalakshmi Namastubhyam Namastubhyam Sureshwari Haripriye Namastubhyam Namastubhyam Dayaniye Om Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Lakshmi Rupena Samstita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namah Namastasyai 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 Namo Namah Princess Mahalakshmi Mata Vijay Sharanam Prabhu. We offer salutations to Sri Navgraha Devata, Navgraha symbolizing the planets in our solar system. We as Hindus, we accept our lives are influenced by the energy from the planets in our solar system, and these can be of both the positive or negative nature. Today we are asking Bhagavan, whatever negativity there may be, by your grace and blessings, we'll be guided to recognize the challenges that we face, especially health challenges, and the ability to be able to move past them as well. And of course, there are many members of our community, of the society, and of this temple as well, who unfortunately are suffering from the negative effects of this energy flow. And today we ask Bhagavan to bless these individuals, to guide them through their illnesses, their difficulties, to make them well, to make them whole, that they may once more be contributing members to their homes as well as to their families. Especially today we pray for Srimati Janki Samaru, Srimati Anjani Rampal, Srimati Hardy Ramprasad, Sriman Roy Sankar, Srimati Yolanda Bowen, Srimati Mary Manbahal, Srimati Vidya Ramkissoon, and Srimati Sita Srinath. Now we seem to have a lot of women on this list. Well, the men are macho, I guess. I don't want their name on here. That's okay. We pray for universal peace and harmony with all, and health with all humanity. Now, unfortunately, if you were paying attention, you notice one name, of course, which is Nirmal Ramkissoon is missing. That is Hemu's grandson. She's in Guyana because of his illness, and he has passed away during the week. And of course, we are sorry, our heart goes out to Hemu and her family and her extended family as well. And also to the mother, Vidya, who's still on our list, by the way. So both are ill at the same time. And we pray Bhagavan will, of course, bless his family with strength and fortitude, forbearance, that he will overcome this loss. Nirmal was only 36 years old, and he was highly diabetic, and unfortunately, he came to the end of their life. We are sorry, and our heart goes out to the family, like I said. We pray for his family's strength and forbearance. We pray for peace in the heavenly regions, peace in the atmosphere, peace upon the earth, as it affects our own lives and our life. Om Brahma Murari Tripuratakari Manusha Shambhu Supurnasya Gurusya Sukha Shariraketu Sarve Graha Shanti Karavantu Sarve Graha Shanti Karavantu Princess Navgraha Devata Vijay Sharanam Prabhu. As we offer these salutations to Mahavishnu today, we're thinking about Nirmal, from Kisu. We dedicate this part of the sermon to his Jivatman. To Mahavishnu, we are asking today, O Bhagavan, you be the guide to the family as well as to the Jiva of the late Nirmal. You guide him to peace, to prosperity, to liberation. The class funds we join in these salutations. Om Sashanka Chakram Sakirita Kundalam Sapita Vastram Sarsirurekshanam Sahara Bhakshastalpaustuvasriyam Namami Vishnu Shirsa Chaturujam Mukam karoti vacham Amulam vayate girim Yat kripatamaham mande Varanandamaram Om Nilambuja Shamal Komalangam Sita Samaropita Vanagam Pano Mahasaika Charu Chapam Namami Ramam Raghuvanshanatham Om Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Patye Namah Om Nilavarnam Pitavastram Srivatsapahibhushitam Govindam Gokulanandam Brahmaneya Vipurjitam Brahmaneya Vipurjitam Sri Mahavishnu Bhagavanu Namaha Namami Om Ramyam Sushobham Divyam Sarvasankhyakaram Shubham Asanam cha maya rattam
जन्म जन्म के पाप कटे हर की बादल दूर हटे जो कसे कबारते श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम श्री कृष्ण शरणं
join in the glorification of the Lord in the form of Sri Krishna today. Overtime. Hey Krishna Gopal Hari, Hey Deen Dayal Hari, Hey Krishna Gopal Hari,
दीन दयाल हरे
Hey Krishna Gopal Hari, Hey Deen Dayal Hari, तुम करता तुम ही कारण, तुम करता तुम ही कारण, परम कृपाल हरि, हे दीन दयाल हरि, हे कृष्ण गोपाल हरि, हे दीन दयाल हरि, हे
कृष्ण गोपाल हरे दीन दयाल हरे
रत्हा के रन भूमि में और कर्म योग के मर्म बताए, अजर अमर है परम तत्व योग, काया की दुख सुख समझाए, सख सारथी शरणागत के, सख सारथी शरणागत के, सदा कृपाल हरि, हे दीन दयाल हरि, हे परम कृपाल हरि, हे कृष्ण गोपाल हरि, हे कृष्ण गोपाल हरि, हे दीन दयाल हरि, हे कृष्ण गोपाल हरि,
दीन दयाल हरे
श्याम के रंग में रंग गए मेरा रस, खान को रस की खान हुए, जग से आंखें बंद करी तो सूरदास ने दरस किए, मात जसोदा ब्रज नारी के, मात जसोदा ब्रज नारी के, मातन चोर हरि, हे दीन दयाल हरि, जय कृष्ण गोपाल हरि, जय नंद के लाल हरि, जय कृष्ण गोपाल हरि, जय कृष्ण गोपाल हरि, नंद के लाल हरि, कृष्ण गोपाल हरि,
के लाल रानी हे कृष्ण गोपाल हरे हे दीन दयाल हे कृष्ण गोपाल हरे हे दीन दयाल हे दीन दयाल हे दीन दयाल हरे।
प्रेम से उस महाविष्णु भगवान की जय। शरणम प्रभु। In like manner, with flowers in the hand now symbolizing at first our devotion from the heart, we offer salutations, praises, puja to Bhagavan Shiva. Shiva symbolizing the reabsorbing aspect of divinity. Atman becomes merged into Paramatman. When self-realization is achieved, he is called Vardata, the giver of boons. By repeating the Panchakshar mantra Om Namah Shivaya with love, with devotion in the puja of Bhagavan Shiva, the sinful tendencies within all of us brought on by the ego, anger, greed, jealousy, covetousness, hate, pride, envy, these become burnt in the fires of our devotion. In this manner we attain purity of thoughts, of words, of deeds, of mind, of intellect, of actions. By offering puja to Bhagavan Shiva with love and with devotion, I invite you now to sit upright, to cast away the worldly cares. We all have them. Let's put these at the back of the minds. Imprint the image of Shiva or any other aspect of the divinity that you feel comfortable with. Within your heart, ask that aspect of your divinity to make his home within there, to be the guide of the intellect, guiding us on the path of truth, of dharma, of righteousness, of religion, the path which leads to welfare here and the hereafter. Bhagavan is beyond names, beyond forms. The names, the form that we use are yantras, parts of a machinery to help us to realize ourselves, to realize that we and Bhagavan are one and the same. And that is our purpose of life, to come to this realization when everything becomes clear. And all doubts, all anxieties are removed. To this Bhagavan, we join in humble salutations. Om Pashuram Pratim Papa Nasham Paresham Gajendrasya Kritim Vasanam Varenyam Jata Juta Madhye Suradagangavarim Mahadeva Mekam Smarami Swararim Om Mahesham Suresham Suraratinasham Vibhum Vishwanatham Vibhutyangabhusham Virupakshamanbharakamahanitrinetram Sadanandamide Prabhu Panchavaktram Om Girisham Ganesham Dale Neelavarnam Gajendra Virudam Gunatitharupam Bhavam Bhasmaram Bhasmana Bhushitanam Bhavani Kalatram Bhaje Panchavakram Om Shivakanta Shambho Shashankar Namale Maheshana Shulim Jatajutadharim Tvameko Jagat Vyapako Vishwarupa Prasidam Prasidam Prabhu Purnarupam Om Namaste Namaste Evo Vishwamurte Namaste Namaste Chidananda Murte Namaste Namaste Tapayoga Ganyam Namaste Namaste Shrutiyana Ganyam Om Prabhu Shulapane Prabhu Vishwanath Mahadeva Shambho
त्रिनेत्र शिवाकांत शांत स्मरारे मुरारे परम्यो वरेण्यो नामान्यो नगम्य परम्यो वरेण्यो नामान्यो नगम्य ओम श्री शिव शंकर भगवाभ्यो नमः नमामि ओम रम्यं सुशोभनं दिव्यं सर्वसौख्यकरं शुभम् आसनं च मया दत्तं गृहाण शिवशङ्करम् ॐ नमोऽस्तु नीलग्रीवाय सहस्राक्षाय विदुषे अथो ये अस्य सत्त्वानो अन्तेभ्यो करं नमः ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनात् मृत्योर्मुक्ष्यमामृतात् ॐ वरुणस्य ब्रह्मणस्य वरुणस्य स्कंसर्जनीसो वरुणस्य ऋत्सदन्यसि वरुणस्य ऋत्सदन्नासि वरुणस्य ऋत्सदन्नासि आद्यमर्घ्यमाच्मन्यं स्नानम् श्री शिव शंकर भगवान पूजन ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय नमो नमः ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय नमो नमः ओम गोक्षीरधामन्देश गोक्षीरे मया कृतं स्नापनं देव देवेश गृहाण शिव शंकरम् शिव स्नानम श्री शिव शंकर भगवान पूजन ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय नमो नमः ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय नमो नमः ओम शिवामृतमयामितं वैमदधीं समन्वितं द्वितं मधुशर्करस्य स्नातं श्री शिव शंकर भगवान पूजन ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय नमो नमः ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय नमो नमः ओम शिवाला सर्वशिवालो मणिमाला साश्विनम् शक्ता शेता क्षिपनस्ते रूपा पशुपते कर्मण्याम अविलिप्ता रौद्रानमो रूपा पालजन्य गंगाजल स्नानम शिवजल स्नानम श्री शिव शंकर भगवान पूजन ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय नमो नमः ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय नमो नमः प्रेम से शिव शंकर भगवान की जय शरण प्रभु शिवतुषं संप्राणं जय रक्षणं परं देहालंकरणं वस्त्रं प्रत्याटं प्रतिगृहीतामिति वस्त्रदानं श्री शिव शंकर भगवान पूजनं ब्रह्मज्ञानं ज्ञानं प्रथमं पुरस्तात् श्रीमतासुरुचो येनाव सपुण्यापास्य विष्टा सतस्य योनिमस्तस्य व्यपदरो अधीरं च गुलालं च चोवा चन्दनमेव च शोभनं रक्तं सौभाग्यं प्रियवरं सुखं जय शिव जय शिव जय शिव ओम जय शिव जय शिव जय शिव ओम जय शिव जय शिव जय शिव ओम जय शिव शिव जय जय शिव
Shiva, Shiva, Jai Jai Shiva, गणपति भोलेनाथ
जय शिव शंकर भोलेनाथ पार्वती पति भोलेनाथ तुझसे व्यापक जल तल तुझसे व्यापक जल तल जय शिव शिव जय जय शिव
जय शिव जय शिव जय शिव ओम जय शिव जय शिव जय शिव ओम जय शिव शिव जय जय शिव ओम
गिरिजापति कैलाशपति भवभयभञ्जन मायति
गिरिजापति कैलाशपति भवभयभञ्जन मायति
गिरिजापति कैलाशपति भवभयभञ्जन मायति तेरे गुण गाता हरो तेरे गुण गाता हरो जय शिव शिव जय जय शिव
जय शिव जय शिव जय शिव ओम जय शिव जय शिव जय शिव ओम जय शिव शिव जय जय शिव ओम
नीलकंठ घट घट वासी रुद्रदेव हर अविनाशी
नीलकंठ घट घट वासी रुद्रदेव हर अविनाशी
नीलकंठ घट घट वासी रुद्रदेव हर अविनाशी मस्तक पर शोभित है सो मस्तक पर शोभित है सो जय शिव शिव जय जय शिव ओम
जय शिव जय शिव जय शिव ओम जय शिव जय शिव जय शिव ओम जय शिव शिव जय जय शिव ओम
जय शिव शिव जय जय शिव ओम जय शिव शिव जय जय शिव ओम
This time now. Already walked on top of yourself. That was you. You hearing now? Good, great. You have to take off for the time. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya. Om
Namah Shivaya Namah Shivaya Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Har Har Bole Om Namah Shivaya. यत् कर्म करोमि तत् केवलं शम्भो राधवम् ॐ परचरं त्रिकं वा कायजं कर्मजं वा श्रवणनयनजं वा मानसं वाक्पादं विहितमविहितं वा सर्वमेतत्क्षमस्व जय जय करुणामये श्री महादेव शंभो जय जय करुणामये श्री महादेव शंभो प्रेम से शिव शंकर भगवान की जय शरणं प्रभु We take prasadam from those who have brought at this time and simultaneously will be the Shiva Abhishekam as well as the Kirtan and Bhajan singing. I just want to remind you, of course, even though the government has lifted the COVID restrictions almost fully, we still encourage you to wear your mask while you're here. If you're not wearing it, I can't stop you, but still we encourage you to do so. Mainly because of others' considerations. Not yourself, but for others. Alright, so that's what we understand now. Thank you so much. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om, Tat Sat, Tat Sat, Vishnu, Sri Brahma, Vishnu, Pranari, Sri Sri Bharat, Kaupe, Vayu,
कभी राम बन के कभी श्याम बन के चले आना प्रभु जी चले आना कभी राम बन के कभी श्याम बन के चले आना प्रभु जी चले आना चले आना प्रभु जी चले आना प्रभु जी चले आना कभी हाथ लेके चले आना प्रभु जी चले आना कभी राम बन के कभी श्याम बन के चले आना प्रभु जी चले आना चले आना प्रभु जी चले आना चले आना प्रभु जी चले आना
Yes, you play for himself. Our guy was.
But I didn't see him for a long time. That's why I took him.
Use the disinfectant there, clean the keys before you start, alright? Lakshmi-vastu sarvada-sindham shubham raktam Sovagya-priya-varam sukharam-moksharam chaiva-sindham pratigrihita Mājadini-sasandini Mājadini-vetravu Mājadani puja-ratam Pushpani-pratigrihita Pushpadani
शिव 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 नाम सुमरन सकल मनोरथ पूरनकारी शिव 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 नाम सुमरन सकल मनोरथ पूरनकारी सकल मनोरथ पूरनकारी सकल मनोरथ पूरनकारी सकल मनोरथ पूरनकारी शिव 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 नाम सुमरन सकल मनोरथ पूरनकारी शिव 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 नाम सुमरन सकल मनोरथ पूरनकारी शिव 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 नाम सुमरन सकल मनोरथ पूरनकारी Yo बल्ले भारी तुलस मोर कियो बल्ले भारी शिव 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 नाम सुमरण सकल मनोरथ पूर्ण पाए शिव 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 नाम सुमरण सकल मनोरथ पूर्ण पाए ब्रह्मानंद ही मन मांगे ब्रह्मानंद ही मन मांगे भक्ति भारती देत पुरारी भक्ति भारती देत पुरारी शिव 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 नाम सुमरण सकल मनोरथ पूर्ण पाए शिव 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 नाम सुमरण सकल मनोरथ पूर्ण पाए सकल मनोरथ पूर्ण पाए सकल मनोरथ पूर्ण पाए सकल मनोरथ पूर्ण पाए शिव 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 नाम सुमरण सकल मनोरथ पूर्ण पाए सकल मनोरथ पूर्ण पाए सकल मनोरथ पूर्ण पाए
Do on, man. All right. I'd like to hear you.
प्रभु हमसे कृपा करना दया करना कृपा करना प्रभु हमसे कृपा करना प्रभु हमसे दया करना प्रभु हमसे कृपा करना प्रभु हमसे दया करना पर तो नहीं है पर तो यही है फिर है मेरा करना प्रभु हमसे कृपा करना प्रभु हमसे दया करना
दया करना
मुझे तेरे राग बनकर वीणा की तार बनके मुझे तेरे राग बनकर वीणा की तार बनके जगतों के नाथ मेरे फिर मेरे प्यार बनके फिर प्यार बनके रागनी के सुनकर हर बनके उतारना रागनी के बनकर हर बनके उदार करना वैकुंठ तो यही है ये है मेरा करना प्रभु हमसे कृपा करना
प्रभु हमसे दया करना प्रभु हमसे कृपा करना प्रभु हमसे दया करना
मांगेंगे
प्रभु हमसे कृपा करना प्रभु हमसे दया करना
तेरे योग में हम दिन रात है दासी तेरे योग में हम दिन रात है उदासी अपनी शरण में ले लो हे नाथ बन के वासी हे नाथ बन के वासी उनके हम शब्द बनकर प्राणों में रहा करना वैकुंठ तो यही है वैकुंठ तो यही है हृदय रहा करना प्रभु हमसे कृपा करना प्रभु हमसे दया करना प्रभु हमसे कृपा करना प्रभु हमसे दया करना
Good job, good job. All right, we want to thank all of you for coming out today, and the musicians especially, and the singers too, for your contributions. Really appreciated. I know Stan wasn't doing too well recently, but now he seems to be back in order, so we're glad to hear that and to see that too. So welcome again, Stan, and I know you were here last week, but after all that sporting last week, I still haven't regained my voice yet, so we gotta make do with what is available. Age is a terrible thing, I gotta be honest with you. It's not a good thing. Myself and this young man here have the same problem. You know what it comes from? Right knee pain, because you gotta press down the accelerator and release and it break out. And this is what happens. You drive 20, that's what's gonna happen to you. How do you got problem with your right knees, right? Men especially. Alright, so we know we gotta do some therapy to get that out. Anyway, welcome. We'll pick up from where we left off, not last week, the week before the last week. So we picked up where we left off, with the exile of Sri Ram being taking place. And this, of course, is a reminder to us that eventually parting from loved ones will be normal. It will happen to every single one of us. Ramayana is telling us through this katha here how to try to cope with it. And all of us, no matter who we are, will eventually lose a family member, whether spouses, parents, God forbid children, but these things happen and nobody can account for it. Look, today, unfortunately, we've spoken already about Nirmal. The mother, the grandmother, they're heartbroken by the loss of this young man, 36 years old. Yeah, him too. So there you go. These things will happen and we have to be prepared and make ourselves ready for them when they do happen. When they do happen, we have to be ready. So when we left off the last time, Lakshman speaking to Guha was saying, Ramchandra, the gracious Sri Ram, takes human form and plays the part of a man for the well-being of the devotees, the earth, the cows, the Brahmins, and for the world itself. On hearing these stories, of course, our worldly ties become easier to bear. So don't become worldly in nature. So as I said, these are able to break the ties that we have, so we can be able to cope with life itself and be willing to accept whatever comes our way. It has to happen, and we can't stop it from happening. We can do our best, but that's all we can. We can do what is best for us in that particular time, but nothing beyond that. So continuing. I hope I didn't read this last time. Lokabhiramam Ranarangadiram Rajivanekam Raghuvanshanatham Karunyarupam Karunakarantam Shri Ramachandram Sharanam Prapadye Jai Rama Shri Ram
Jai Jai Rama Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama
Jai Rama Shri Ram
Jai Jai Rama
Shri Ram
Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama
Jai Rama Shri Ram
Jai Jai Rama
Shri Ram Jai Ram
Jai Jai Rama
Jai Rama Shri Ram
Jai Jai Rama
Shri Ram
Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama
Garam Karunavataram Samsarasaram Vajangendraharam Sada Vasantam Hridayarabhinde Bhavam Bhavani Saritam Namami Jai Rama Shri Ram Jai Jai Rama Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama Jai Rama Shri Ram Jai Jai Rama Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama. We go to Chaupai. Ram, Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram. 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 सखा समुझियस हरिहर मोह सखा समुझियस हरिहर मोह सिर रघुबीर चरण रखो
राम जय जय राम राम जय जय राम
कहत राम गुण भाभिन सारा कहत राम गुण भाभिन सारा जागे जग मंगल सुखदारा
राम जय जय राम जय जय राम
सकल सोच करि राम रहावा सुचि सुधान बचि रघदावा
राम जय जय राम जय जय राम
अनुज सहित सिर जटा बनाए देखी सुमंत्र नयन जल छाए
जय राम जय जय राम जय जय राम
So Lakshman is continuing reminding Guha, of course. Remember this, my friend. Shed all infatuation and be devoted to Sri Ram and Sita. Now, friends, we all, unfortunately, become attached to worldly things. This is unavoidable. Because as long as we identify with body has needs. And those needs need to be filled. Like it or not, we still gotta eat. We still gotta drink. We still gotta do every single thing we do on a daily basis. These have to be done. We cannot avoid them. But when we become attached to the things, the body, to the things that are around us, to the food, to the money, you name it, all the things that we like a lot, then of course, parting with them becomes that much harder. That's what the infatuation is about. We're infatuated by these worldly things, and they're only transitory. Because today, tomorrow, your car dies, what do? You replace it. Yeah, easy. That's easy done. Easier said than done, but still, it's easy to do once you have the resources. But when you become attached to the resources, and there are three kinds of resources all of us have. Tan, man, and dhan. Tan, of course, is the body. Man is the mind. And dhan is the resources that all of us, fortunately, are blessed with. And we have to be thankful that we live in a place like Canada where resources actually become easier to accumulate. But when we become attached to them, that's when the trouble starts. Anybody ever see your bank account cry for you? The dollars in there? No, of course not. Let the dollar work for you instead of you working for the dollar. Now that is easier said than done too, because you have to amass enough to put aside to work for you before they start working for you. Otherwise, you still have to take out the news, and when you get older like we are, you gotta take out regularly. And unfortunately, you're taking out more than you're putting in. Is that the case with all of you?
Okay.
We're going into deficit. Over the past 2 years with COVID, we've all experienced this to a certain extent, I think, but we haven't been spending a lot because we're not going out. So that should help to alleviate and absorb some of the problems that you may have financially. But still, you still gotta use your car while it's sitting in the garage. Here, it's still rotting, by the way. Even though you're not driving it, the value is going down. So we need to remember all this. We cannot become attached to these worldly things. They're there for our use. Use them to the best of your ability. Don't use them just to satisfy body. And that's what we use them for. The man and the dhan we use to make the body happy. Instead of using it for what it is meant to be used. To advance ourselves spiritually. When Lakshman was yet recounting Sri Ram's perfections, the dawn came and the joy of the world, the joy and the blessing of the world, Sri Ram, who had gone to bed that night on the bed of branches, woke up. After performing every purificatory rite, just as you and I do, you wake up in the morning, first thing you do, wash your face, brush your teeth, do all the things that you gotta do. Rama, living as a man, has to do all those things as well. Setting the examples, performing all the purificatory rites, bathing and ask for some milk of the banyan. Now why the milk of the banyan? In those days, when one takes a vow of sannyas, they have to tie the hair up on top in the banyan milk so that they look like sannyasis. They have given up the world for that time being. So Rama is taking this very seriously, taking the word of his dad, his father, Dashrath, who was instructed him to go into exile for 14 years. Although Dashrath himself didn't say that, but Kaikeyi did, relaying the instructions of the father. For 14 years you must spend your time in the forest. Take with you nothing, no material thing. All he took was his arrows and bow. And the clothes that they wore on their back was simple clothes, the loin cloth and the across the chest. And of course, if you look at the pictures of Sri Ram, you will see them like that too, all the time. Nowadays we dress them up nicely, but that's how it is. But the thing is, off he goes into the forest. He's renounced his claim to the city of Ayodhya as king, and off he goes. You know how hard it is to do this? This is what I'm trying to get at. Renouncing your own property is not an easy thing. What is due to you, all of us expect it. It's due to us, we want it. And nothing wrong in wanting. If we use it right, it works well for us. But if we use it wrong, it ties us to bondage. Now, nobody wants bondage, everybody wants to be free. But freedom doesn't come by itself. We have to earn it. And we earn it through our karma, through what we do, the thinking, the speaking, the actions. And we earn it by how much attachment or less attachment or how much non-attachment we have for the things that we call ours. Nothing really is ours. I've never seen any casket going on the last journey with the U-Haul attached to it. Everybody laughs when I say that, but it's true. Because everything that remains that is of here stays here. Whatever matter has been in the beginning of when this world was formed, in the cosmic system, that matter is the same. You may say, well, how come these people are building all these big buildings all over the place? They have to get it from somewhere. Yes, they're just forming and reforming. Eventually those buildings, look what happened to Ukraine. All those wonderful, nice buildings they had there, all flattened. What are you going to do? Recycle all that brick and sand and stone and everything else eventually, when this is over, and put new buildings there. People have to live. And you have to live on the resources that the earth has. There's nothing else. We are now looking for resources from Mars and Moon and everywhere else. We can't take care of what we have here. So we're looking for elsewhere. So we want to go damage them too. That's human nature. Why? Because of our greed and our accumulation. That's why. The world has enough for every single human being, but not enough for a single greedy person. The greedy person not only wants the earth, they want the sky, they want the planets, they want the stars. How is that going to happen? But this is the nature that we find ourselves in, and we're seeing it every day. You know, many times I've been to the hospital bed and somebody is there with documentation for a sick person dying to sign documents so they can get what he has. I have to shake my head in dismay at human nature, but it happens. We have to cope with everything that we face. And we face a lot of stuff, believe me. It happens all the time. And I'm sure some of you have seen this too. But it happens, or you heard about it anyway. So he waited, he called for the milk of the banyan tree, coiled his hair into a knot on his head, and as he did so, so did Lakshman. A sight which filled the king's minister Sumantra. His eyes filled with tears, because he realized now that the instruction he had from Dashrath, drive them down a few days, let them bathe in the Ganga and so on, bring them back to Ayodhya. That will be enough. He realized right there and then, that is not going to happen. Now for you and I, probably, weak by nature, we'll probably fall for that. But not Sri Rama. Rama has come into the world to indicate to us what the value of truth really is. And the value of truth is being spoken by several of the sages I'm going to be speaking about over the next couple of, not sages or kings. Because to speak about not next week or the week after, but following that. Because next week, as we well know, is the Navratri, first weekend of Navratri. So we'll be doing the Durga Puja next week. So if you have your prasadam so to bring to offer, prepare it and have it ready to go onto the altar. We don't have time to hang around and wait until you put things in place here. And I notice that happens sometimes. People bring their stuff and they want to do it here, and there is a long line up waiting for that. And it only takes up too much time. Fill your puri if you're going to be offering puri and lapsi. Fill it before you bring it. Have it ready. All you have to do is make the offering. Are we okay with that? I hope so. So next week will be the Navratri Puja. The following week will be Ram Navami. So we'll be reading Ramayana, but we'll be reading the story of Rama's coming and try to make it as brief as we possibly can. The week after that, the Saturday will be Hanuman Jayanti, and the Sunday will be continuing with this. Alright? Are we okay? Good, everybody understand? Pain at heart. He was pain at heart. With a doleful face, folded his hand and spoke in a most piteous accent. What he says, the king of Kosal, this is where the thing came from, the king of Kosal, who's Dashrath, charge me thus, take the chariot and go with Ram, escort him to the forest and let him bathe in the Ganga, then speedily bring back the two brothers and Sita home again, setting at rest all their doubts and scruples. Do bring Lakshman, Ram and Sita back. This is the instruction Dashrath gives to Sumantra. And Sumantra is now, we cannot carry out the orders of his king. Can you imagine that? Your boss gives you an order direct, and you come back empty-handed. You're in trouble. We'll pick this up next time. Prem Swasya Pati Ram Chandra Ki Jai. Now we want to once again offer our thanks to those online who are looking. I'm sorry I didn't go longer, but I like to finish early. Today we start late, so we gotta finish early. That's my motto. That's my motto. If I pick up the rest of it, it's gonna take too long. So let me wait until then. And we want to remind you, of course, we have a site on the web, www.voiceofdharmatemple.com. All lowercase, no spaces, no dots, no nothing except the www dot and the temple.com. Alright, so there's two dots in there. And or if you print Voice of Dharma Temple alone, you probably get it on Google. You should get it. I want to remind you, of course, we are also broadcasting live on Facebook. So if you don't want your picture, your image to be on the Facebook page, you gotta let us know in advance before we film it. Then only your voice might be there. But we're doing it live continuously, and it's filming all the mistakes that we make, all the knots, all the errors and so that are on is on there. You see it like you're here. We don't want to purify it before we put it there. We want everybody to know the warts and everything. Whatever goes on here during that period is caught on camera. So I urge everybody, of course, to behave properly. This is the best way to make sure everything works well. And if you've given money during last year, 2021, and you didn't get your receipt yet, please call us so that we can know, so we can send it out. And maybe there's a wrong address, the thing come back, and it's come back many times. Things do come back because of movement and so on that people do. Or you didn't write it properly on the envelope, and it going to the wrong place. So we need you to be very careful. You look at the envelope like this, it has name, so put your correct name that you like the receipt to go in. Put your address, complete address with postal code as well if you can. Phone number please, amount, and the date that you gave the money, so that we keep all this in mind, so that we can do justice to getting back your receipt to you on time. We keep struggling with this because people just put their first name sometimes and nobody knows who they are, and the envelope comes in and we didn't look carefully enough, and our time is so limited here. It's a little bit difficult. We don't have much time to pidgewink. Come in, do, gone. That's how we're trying to be efficient. So we are asking you, of course, to help us out to help you. And that's the way you can help us. So if you're writing a check, you write the Voice of Dharma Temple, Scarborough, Inc. on your check. Put your date, put on a memo, what you're doing, sending a check for donation, anything else that you might want to put in there. Your birthday, you can even put it there so you know why you give the money when you get back your check. And so on and so on. So fill as much information on these things as possible so that we can be able to work with you. And let me finish first before I get to the donations. So like I said earlier, April 1 to 10, that's Friday to the following Sunday, not the first Sunday week. So the following Sunday, the 10th, will be the Navaratri period. And then, like I said, the 10th is Ram Navami. So if you're coming for Ram Navami, please, we expect more people to show up on that day. We're going to go on a little bit longer. We're providing a lunch as well. So it might be takeout still, I don't know yet. We're seeing how we're still monitoring the situation. If it's takeout, then you'll be taking your lunch home with you. If it's not takeout, you'll be eating here. I think we're getting to that stage now, but I see a new strain now, so I don't know what's going to happen. This thing will never end. I don't know. I don't want to talk about it, believe me. I've spoken enough. But be aware of what's happening. Please, you can help me to help you that way. Sunday, April 10th is Ram Navami, and the following Saturday, which is April the 16th, is the Hanuman Jayanti, as well as full moon. Now we've been running a little program of the Hanuman Jayanti. We like to ask people to sponsor the Hanuman Jayanti so that we can help to pay the bills over the past 2 years, as you well know. We didn't have people here, very few people, even when we open up, we open with limited people, and the same people come every week, so you can't ask them to pay, to give money every week. So we've run into the arrears because we still got the maintenance jobs to do. We still have the bills to pay, the electricity, the gas. Nowadays, electricity and gas is not only what you use, you gotta pay delivery charge, you gotta pay this charge and that charge, and you know you're paying your own bills. Bram knows this, he used to work with Toronto Hydro. So things gotta be paid, transmission charge and so on. So we understand that, we're willing to pay, but we still gotta ask you to help us to do so. So we've kind of spent more than we took in. So we're asking now in this Hanuman Jayanti project will hopefully replace all the shows that we didn't hold for the past 2 years and give us some money to help meet the bills. Having said that, one man actually spoke with me this Friday when I approached him about the Hanuman Jayanti sponsorship. And he said, Pandit, and I'll be honest with you with his exact words, Pandit, the Voice of Dharma is the richest temple in Canada, in Toronto. I'm not sure about that, but that's what he told me. And why is it that you guys are asking for more money? So I explained to him. I said, look, right now, we have cash on hand. Yes, we do. We have. But we are in this between the rock and the hard place. We have enough cash for people to ask questions. Enough. What are you doing with the money? But we don't have enough to do anything with the money. This is where the problem comes. And we can't do anything unless we collect enough to do so. And we're looking forward, we're not looking backwards. This might be my last year as the president here. It probably not, it might be, will be. This will be. My last year as I'm president here. When the new president takes over, I want to leave enough in his hand for him to come up with ideas that will do something here. And leave enough in the bank to probably accomplish something. That's why I'm working so hard. After this, I think I'll raise my feet and take it easy.
Could be a lady president.
Could be. Whoever is interested, please let us know, because the way things are right now, and I'll be honest with you, the way things are right now is only 5 or 6 of us running this temple. Myself, Peter, Robin, that's 4 there. Next is Mahade and Hemo. I think that's it.
Eileen help you a lot.
Eileen helps a lot, but she gave up her position. So this is it. And we need assistance, we need help, we need hands on deck to do all this stuff that we want to do. So without your interest, it's not going to happen, believe me. This is your temple, you got to show some interest. And if you're asking me why I'm retiring because one, I'm old, my leg is killing me. Sitting here is the hardest possible thing I can do. And secondly, I've run out of ideas, I'm an old man. I've run out of ideas, I need some new person to come up with ideas. And if you can make suggestions to me and they're feasible, sure, why not? The problem is people like to make suggestions, but help doing it too. That's the other thing. Talking isn't going to get it done. You need to take your spade, your shovel, or whatever it is, and do the work. So when you make a suggestion, I'll say you do it. How's that? Don't only suggest, do. Alright, I think I've said enough. Oh yes, membership. We're still in this year of 2022, so up to April, the end of April, you can become a member and be eligible to vote. If you're not a member by then things might not happen so much. Next one is, for those who are celebrating birthdays and anniversaries, best wishes from all of us. We stopped giving out those little certificates we used to. Why? Because our numbers are so few. And membership donations. We have one donation for today, and that is Bram and Joan Shivnath. 100 birthday, Joan. Congratulations.
Is that your Chalisa thing?
No. Everything in one.
Hold on, I'm getting there. $40, Bram, Joan, and Kevin, and Etoria's membership. So that's our 40 and our 8 for the Hanuman Jayanti. sponsorship. So Pete, you will have this check with all things inside. You gotta separate it, okay? I think it's a check, right?
No,
Second tab.
separate.
Oh, they are separate.
Yeah.
Alright. So I've been holding on to the check so the Hanuman Jayanti, so I'm gonna take the check out, alright? And I'll keep this until the day when we'll announce it. If I give it away now, I probably forget.
That's fine.
Okay. So just so you know, I'm gonna keep this check. I don't have a pocket, please. And do me a favor, get one of those envelopes, write your name, address, phone number, blah, blah, blah. So I can put the check in, please. We have it already, but I want to make sure that everything is on that sheet when I give it to Pete, so nothing goes wrong. Thanks. And that's my way of helping you to help me. Alright? And lastly, like I said, Nirmal Ramkistan passed away over the week. His final rites will be today at 2 o'clock. We'd like to offer our sympathies to the family and offer prayer for the welfare of the Jivatman of our late brother Nirmal Ramkistan. Let's put our hands in prayer mode. Om Anadinidhano Deva Shankachakra Gadadhara Akshay Pundarikaksha Reta Moksha Prado Bhava Reta Moksha Prado Bhava Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Ram Nam Satya Hai Yahi Satya Gat Hai. Alright, once again, thank you all. We have our tallies ready, so thank you to those who are getting ready. Let's go to RT and close it. I don't think I missed everything. And that's the they are doing the sheet.
What time is our Jayanti service starting?
7 o'clock start. We hope to be finished around 10:30. You want to start at 6? Are you guys okay with 6?
6 might be good, but some people are still working.
Yeah, I know. It's a working day Saturday for many people. So 6 may be a little bit too early.
6:30.
6:30 then? We'll come to a compromise. 6:30 it is. It is 6:30, keep that in mind.
Tell your friends.
And if you would like to sponsor one of those 2 days, the Hanuman Jayanti Day, to sit here and do Hanuman Puja, complete Puja, and the Ram Navami Day, which is complete Vishnu Puja, please let me know. Otherwise, it might be this young man again. Okay. So you don't have to do anything else except come prepared. That's all. If you don't want to make the prasad, it's okay to we give our prasad here regularly every week. So you're okay with all of that. But we need someone who's going to undertake the process of performing puja and so on. Anybody? No? All right.
Mahade is in surgery right now.
Oh yes? Okay, Mahare is eye surgery right now? Okay, let's go pray for her recovery quickly. Om Tat Chaturdevahitam Purastat Shukramucharat Vashyema Sharadashatam Jivema Sharadashatam Sriyama Sharadashatam Prabhavama Sharadashatam Adinasham Sharadashatam Bhuyascha Sharadashatat Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. And once again we got into overtime, so sorry. My mistake.
Alright, that's okay.
Alright, let's please stand for Arti. I'm closing. You didn't put that on the sheet, you know. Oh, she didn't open. The tally behind you.
Okay. Yep.
Circulation first.
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित सिया की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित सिया की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कल आरती श्री श्री रामायण की कीर्ति करे कलर कलयति श्री रामायण की कीर्ति करे कलर कलयति श्री रामायण की कीर्ति करे कलर कलयति.
So we want to wish June a happy birthday, many happy returns, long life, good health. And these closing prayers are for your benefit. We hope that the Lord bless you with all these things. We want you to have all that you want and want all that you get.
It was since January that
Oh, that's okay. That's all why you didn't come. All right, the class plans we join in closing. Om Shantaram Bhujagashayam Varmanam Suresham Vishwanam Gaganasarasham Vedavarnam Subhanam Lakshmikantam Kalanayam Yogi-bhir-jnana-gamyam Vande Vishnu Bhavayharam Sarvalokaikanathanam Om Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Ravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Umarvaya Dharmano Varshadeva Sriram Vadasarojaya Napayani Bhakti Sarasata Sangasya Vajramachandra Ki Jai Sharanam Prabhu Umapati Mahadeva Ki Jai Pavanasudha Hanumana Ki Jai Siya Vajramachandra Ki Jai Sharanam Prabhu Om Hanam Najanami Visarjanam Puja Charva Najanami Namaskar Parameshwaro Yahu Shanti Antarikshagam Shanti Prithvi Shanti Raka Shanti Aushadaya Shanti Vanaspati Shanti Vishwadeva Shanti Brahma Shanti Sarvam Shanti Shanti Eva Shanti Sara Shanti Rehi Shanti Bhavati Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Prem se Krishna Bhagwan ki Jai Sharanam Prabhu.